Howdy folks, TJ here. So I'm stepping back. It's late 1980s, because I think this came out in like 1989, something like that. It's a little past its prime. Even though it didn't reek like a bad steak, it was produced a little later than it should have. Maybe that's why it didn't sell bazillions of them. But this SAM Coupe is one nifty computer. I'm glad to own it. So over here in the United States, I wouldn't have had a clue what a SAM Coupe was. But right now I'm stepping over, I'm like a wee lad overseas, and it's the late 80s, and I've decided to purchase my first SAM Coupe. And I received this big old box. I bring it home. I set it up behind me. And what are we going to do today? We're going to act like I'm stepping back in time and using it for the first time. Show off a couple little things. Slapping the cassette. I have never loaded a cassette on a SAM Coupe before. Just like if you would have bought it back in the olden days. And we're going to see if it loads. I have no clue if it will. But for right now, I've showed this before. Got a little hair on my tongue. It happens when you have a big old beard like I do. So the box is rather cool. So on the front of it, it basically, you know, hey, MGT, Miles Gordon Technology, it's a SAM Coupe. And I've shown this before because I've done an unboxing. And then on the back, it basically, you know, kind of tells me what kind of portage I'm going to be playing with. And it's got all sorts of ports. And it shows off a brake button, a MIDI network, a joystick port, mouse port, reset button, expansion connector, cassette interface, light pen port, light gun port, stereo headphone socket, on-off switch. I thought you were supposed to use a mono cable. Maybe for if you're connecting stereo headphone socket. Oh, that's the big round one. I'm looking at something else. The cassette interface, you use a mono one, because that's what I'm using. On-off switch, a SCART connector, external power supply. So it showed me in the box, on the back, exactly how I'm going to connect this up. So let's get, and then you can see the side profile. So kind of nifty. It shows you the front of the computer on the front, the back of the computer on the back, and then on the sides it shows you what it's going to look like from the sides. So let's get this box out of the way. And so I've stepped back, I've cleared out my desk. It's actually pretty tidy for TJ right now. And I've took everything out. Now I happen to own an Aquarius at the same time because in '83 I decided to purchase a Mattel Aquarius. And to tell you the truth, this is one cool cassette recorder. Not only does it have a sloping appearance like a SAM Coupe, the color's not quite the same. This is more of a whitish color. This is more tan. But it looks the part. It looks like it should belong to a SAM Coupe by this ridge in the back. So I'm going to try using it. This particular Aquarius, you don't have the adjustments and volume and all that stuff. But I've seen many people say that this is great for loading games on Speckies. I don't think I've done that yet with this one, because I've got so many cassette players. But we're going to try this one today. I've got everything connected up. If you watch past videos, you know I own a SAM HDMI, so I've got it connected up. I took everything out of the box, so over here you probably don't see, but I got the power supply, the cable's plugged in, a jack for going out to speakers from my little, whatchamacallit here, the HDMI, so I can hear sound. It's got the power cord that goes to a USB type of dongle back there to give it power. HDMI cable, the lights are flickering. So it's been a little while since I've turned on my SAM. I did go ahead and put the cassette in earlier, rewound it, because I want to do the demo. And side B is the demo on this. So what came in the box, now I don't know if this cassette had a cassette inlay. This is just a blank case, and it says side 1 utility flash demo, side 2 demo flash utility. I want to do the demo, so I went ahead and rewound it to begin the beginning. And I also took out the user's guide. And to tell you the truth, I love this user guide. I know for probably more techie people it may not be great, but for somebody like TJ back in the day and even today, I like it because it's got fun little graphics and it's homey. I like homey user guides. So I've got my user manual here. I had to read quickly. It's basically a load quote. So I'm going to try that and see if it loads. And Let's see, I also received user's guide for the floppy disk. So back in the day, TJ may not have been able to afford a floppy, so I'm going to act like I don't have one, or I don't know if they included a floppy of all this demo stuff. I didn't get one. So I just received this box, generic box of floppies, and I don't think really any of them in here are originals. They look to be kind of all copies to me. And I don't know if maybe I have some floppies in the back room that I've misplaced, but anyway. So user guide for the floppy drive, and a SAM Software Awards, and a Flash booklet, because one of the programs on the cassette is Flash. So, let's go ahead and I'm going to shimmy this over here, I think. Let's go ahead and eject and get the tape out and put it on side B. I've already got it rewound. So let's go ahead and turn on the SAM first of all and see if everything boots. So I am using the new extender, by the way. I have not connected a Trinity to it yet, but I have the extender and the SAM HDMI connected onto the first jack or extension on the back. So first test of a lot of things. So let's see. 3, 2, 1. Oh, do I have the sound on? I do. Booted. Now I'm getting a noise. I have a feeling I'm getting feedback from the speaker cable. Almost sounds like that. I don't know if... Nope, it's something else, I think. Because I could turn off the speakers and I hear... Where's the sound coming from? It's coming from the speaker, so there is some type of feedback going on. I don't know if I need to try connecting a different cable for the sound, but it's a little annoying, but I'll get through it. For now, let's just go ahead. So, load. Space. Oh, that's wrong. Quote, quote. All right. Return. Play. Big black screen with a white border. Video looks wonderful, by the way. I'll have to explore, maybe try a different set of speakers. I am getting some feedback. Sounds like it's a tape whirring, but it's not this. Oh, there's flickering. Okay, so around the border is a very specky, and it says basic demo. That's a good sign so far. I'm getting the cassette going on. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take to load. So if it starts going beyond, say, a minute, I may stop the recording and come back to it. While this is doing something, I don't know what, but something, it's loading the basic demo. So like I said, the user booklet is quite fun. I like it, and it's, let's see, basically a 185-page book. And like I said, there's lots of little fun SAM pictures, cartoony. It's a very, very cartoony book. Now, I like that. I'm a cartoony... In fact, that's why I like my Timex Sinclair 2068 user guide, because it has little pictures of little people and stuff. And I just... That jives with me. So, everybody's different. Some people may like a more technical book. I like to, you know, just read the sound, making music. Here's his little composer, I guess he is. That's kind of fun. So hopefully the lights, I got to hold these in a couple of different angles. I got the lights coming this way, probably going to get some glare, but so maybe I should show the book over here, because earlier maybe you were just getting one big glare. But SAM Coupe's user manual, it's dated 1989, so... Oh! That is a vibrant picture, and it's big! SAM Coupe, please wait loading, Miles Gordon technology. There's no sound like a spec. It goes all those noises. I am getting, like I said, a feedback going on. Now, I don't know if it's the cassette that's getting some feedback here, but I am getting some feedback, like I said, so might have to live with that, at least for now, and then investigate it. So my SAM Coupe, while it's loading up here and doing some stuff, what am I going to put over here eventually? So I'm thinking a GoTech. I would like to right now, I do like the Trinity card that I have. I have not explored the Ethernet on it. I've briefly explored the SD card and setting things up to where you can put software and such on it. But it is a little bit harder. It's not like your average plop an SD card on a Mac, just slam some files on it and stick it in and go. There's command line stuff that you got to do to make it all work. I did post in the SAM Facebook group. I couldn't figure out how to do it on a Mac because it's command line stuff, and I'm trying to remember his name. I do apologize, I don't remember it. But when I make the video about it, I will mention him. But he did a step-by-step video on how to do it. I still need to do that, but I will next time connect my Trinity card up to the back of here and see if I can use that too. There's lots of things that I haven't done yet, but I'm kind of, like I said, I'm stepping back and restarting over, and I want to explore. Like, I just got home and I'm playing around with it for the first time. The biggest change is the video looks a hell of a lot better probably than 1989 because we're going HDMI here and it looks really good. So this is taking a long time. Let me stop the recording. I haven't been keeping track, but it looks like a long one, folks. It's going to load up. Eventually it's going to come up with something. I'll try to turn it back on at an opportune time. For now, let's briefly pause this video and come back as soon as I can. Wow, that was long. It took another, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. I should have realized the tape was really long. Hello there, I'm ready. Make sure you have stopped the tape. Oh, stop. Make sure you have stopped the tape. Press any key to continue. So there's little Sam with his little baseball cap on. He's got a slingshot in his hand, a glove, and it says SAM Coupe. Beautiful. I'm going to just use spacebar, I guess, for now. Hi, welcome to the SAM Coupe introductory program. I'm sure this is going to be very basic, but back then I would have watched it. Oh, he's doing automatic. My name is Sam. I'll be leading you through this introduction to your new SAM Coupe computer. You'll also see me appearing in the SAM Coupe User's Guide. So now you found out his name is officially Sam, if you didn't know before. There are 2 programs on this introductory cassette. Sweet. The first is the SAM Coupe demo, which shows a few examples of the ability of the computer. That's mostly what I'm here for on this video, so I don't know how long a video this will be, but the second program is the new MGT graphics program called Flash. This allows you to create your own graphics on the computer. I've heard of this program before, and some people really like it. To load Flash, rewind side B and type load Flash, then press enter. Okay, cool. I don't think we'll do that on this time around. Maybe future. For you techno people, the SAM Coupe can have the following connected. Oh boy, now we get to learn the connections, I guess. So tape worked good. 2 disk drives, MIDI, network, light pen gun, joystick. I do not have joystick, MIDI. I do have network technically with Trinity. Also, mouse, cassette, extra 256 memory, which I do have, printer, modem. Sweet. Did they actually have SAM branded printers and modems back then? Other devices can be added using the expansion port on the rear of the computer. And I am, because I'm using the SAM HDMI with extender. The best way to learn about the computer is to follow me through the user's guide. Right here. I'll be reading that in bed with my flashlight. But while I'm here, why don't I show you how powerful the SAM Coupe's graphics and sound are? Now, I didn't have the sound on during that time. I don't know if there's any sound. You could draw some very fancy screens on the computer using SAM Basic. Here's an example. So I don't know if there was any music during that part. Oh, look at those graphics. I forgot to turn on my speaker, but because I was getting that audible, I was trying to figure it out. But there's no sound right now, so I'm guessing probably not. Maybe later it'll show sound off. So that's kind of cool. I would have sat there as a kid going, oh, pretty colors. Pretty good, eh? Here are some more. So now he's got his easel out, and he's got his paints and everything. Lines. Now we're making all sorts of fun lines. The simple things back then would have been mind-boggling wonderful. Now in '89, this wouldn't have been as much. But if you were talking 8-bit computer, you would have went, oh, wow, 8-bit computer can kind of do this. That's kind of cool. But, of course, you know, the Ataris and everything that I'm used to in the United States was doing this much earlier. So, but 89, this was a pretty piping. This would have been, you know, 512 memory, which was considerably more than an Atari 8-bit at the time. But it was also many years, almost 10 years later. So, yeah, kind of the last hurrah for the 8-bits. So this is kind of fun. It's showing the graphics power of drawing in these things. This is going to be like a heart, maybe. This kind of looks like a heart. Or Mickey Mouse. But you don't want to do Mickey Mouse because then you're going to have to pay royalties. My buddy Eric likes Disney. Those were written in SAM Basic. You can have more advanced graphics using machine code. Watch this space. All right, cool. Wow, look at that. So graphically, I'm looking at a astronaut on the moon. Ground control to Major Sam. Here's another. Please meet an old Egyptian friend of mine. Oh, look at that. Is that King Tut? Some pharaoh? Looks sweet. You can load the astronaut and King Tut into Flash. Later, the astronaut is called Astro, and the King Tut is called the King. Okay, cool. So it was King Tut. We'll finish the demo with a few sound effects. Excuse me while I change into something new. Let's make sure the sound's up. Computer has a sound chip, and here are some of the sounds you can create by using SAM Basic. There's a little conductor here. I thought that was the dog. Set the scene. All is dark. An old steam locomotive moves from the west towards the dawn. It did move. It moved along with the speakers. That's cool. Little things make TJ excited. I'm talking in third person here. Suddenly, a tourist flying saucer passes overhead on its way to Alpha Centauri. For breakfast. But the crew have forgotten to pick up one of the younger extraterrestrials, who tries to catch up. Luckily, there is a public telephone. So it's a telephone. And the wee alien calls home, reversing the charges. See the user's guide on how you can make sounds. Back in the olden days, you paid per minute for phone calls. Some cases you still kind of do, but most areas no. It's all part of your package. It's time to go. I'll leave you with my favorite music of all time. The MGT anthem. Press Q to quit. Well, let's listen to the anthem a little bit. So, 1989, if I had owned an Atari ST, which I was getting close. I purchased my Mega 2 ST in 1990, 91. I forget when it came out. It was around when I got married. And yeah, much more capable. And then if you're an Amigan, you would have said, oh, you want to see real graphics? The Amiga. But I was an Atari ST person. I used my Atari 8-bit from 80 to 90 or 91. And then gravitated towards a 16-bit. So would I have chosen this? Not in the United States. If I was overseas, maybe. You could run Specky with certain software, and I may explore that at a future time. So that if you had a lot of Specky software and were gravitating to something new, this would have been possibly appetizing. You tell me, did you guys overseas start going, wow, I gotta get a SAM Coupe? Did you get a SAM Coupe? Or by then were you already into the Amiga scene? Obviously, Amiga and Ataris were mid-80s. Really good. So we're gonna hit Q to quit, and then it should end, I'm guessing. Thank you, MGT Anthem. I hit Q. Bye for now. Have lots of fun. So that's a fun introduction. I would have enjoyed it even if I was a teen at the time. And I'm no longer a teen and I still enjoyed it. So, very fun. So I think that's it on this particular video. Oh, I'm ready to make sure you have... So it's repeating itself. We're not going to go through this again. Needless to say, thanks for watching the video. Come back next time. Maybe I'll load up Flash and check out Flash, because that would have been the next logical step. Can I draw pictures? And then maybe we'll play around with a little bit of BASIC in here and program something a little quick and simple beyond hello. Maybe say hello with a noise going, something like that. So thanks for watching the video. Have a wonderful weekend. And SAM Coupe, I'm loving it, guys and gals and aliens.